heard a fellow say one time about the Spirit of God. He said, like catches on fire. He said, people show up to watch me burn. I thought, man, how do we catch on fire? I remember the Bible said, draw close to me and I'll draw close to you. I remember how Moses, he went up the mountain to check about God, and he spent 40 days up there one time, and he came down and he went back up and he spent 80 days. And the Bible said when he came back down that he had been spending so much time around God that the skin of his face shone. He was actually lit up like a light bulb. It wasn't radiation. It wasn't any kind of a light that we can comprehend with our mind. It's a light that you have to catch with your spirit. Now it's possible for us to get that much light, godly light, but you have to do it the same way Moses did. You got to spend time in the presence of God. Now the Bible says God is spirit, so you don't have to spend time in his physical presence, but spending time in his spiritual presence is just as good. See, you can catch on fire and people will show up and watch you burn. Isn't that an interesting thought? But not just for the purpose of the people showing up, it's for the purpose of drawing close to God and causing other people to draw close to God in the same fashion. See, when they show up and watch you burn, you're igniting the presence of God into their life. See, we rub off on one another. We pick up a little bit of what we see. Our mind is like a computer. Our spirit picks up a little bit of what we feel. See, there's sermons that I remember 20, 30 years ago, but I don't remember exactly what the sermon was about. But I tell you what, I can remember how I felt. There was week after week, month after month, back in the mid-'80s when the revival was going on here in Warsaw, and we would go to church and spend hours at church, and they'd get mad because it was over. We'd be disappointed. Not really get mad, but we'd be disappointed because we were done. Church was done, and preacher would preach long sermons. Singers would sing long songs. People would testify long testimonies. Get up and sing more songs. And it's all because of the way the Spirit was. We were absorbing the Spirit of God. We loved it. We loved it. The flesh hates that, but the Spirit loves that. And when you begin to burn, when you begin to ignite other people, they get it too. They get it too. You develop a hunger for God. You develop a hunger. You develop a light, just like Moses did, you know. I'll be around some Christians, I'll think, before I even know them, truckers come in this happens around strangers, and I'll look at them, and it's the way they carry themselves, it's the way they speak, it's the way they look at things, the light that's in their eyes, so to speak. Peter, I think it was, when Jesus was being crucified, when he was in a trial, they accused Peter of being one of them. And they said, surely you are, because your speech gives you away. So he talked like one of them, you know. And same thing with us. The Spirit of God literally rubs off. And there's just no other way to do it. You have to spend time in the presence of God. I'm not 100% sure how to do that. You know, I'm going to begin to pray that God will do that. You know, I will fill me more with His Spirit. The Bible says that He will. He says, if you ask of His Spirit, that He'll give it. And I just want to get close to God. I want to gain that Spirit, not for the cause of people showing up and watching me burn, but for the cause of being able to give out the presence of God to the people. Man, I've just had that desire all my life, is to just introduce God to people, and vice versa. You know, bring those two together. That's a great desire of mine, and I just want to do that, and spending time, getting alone, find a way, get music, whatever. Same time every day, it doesn't matter, but just make a plan to get in God's presence. And maybe, just maybe, you'll catch on fire, and folks will start showing up to watch you burn. Okay? God bless. Thanks for joining me. See you again next time. Crossing the Middle Ministry.